Alright, at this point in retouching, I like to work on the eyes. And her eyes are a little bit dark, and they usually are, and not just because hers are brown, but you can easily add some pop to them. Even though there's plenty of light, you can see the reflections of my soft boxes hitting her eyes. There's plenty of light getting there, but we can make them look better. What I like to do, this is a little trick I learned, is I use the history brush. Now it's already set because I've used this a lot. Normally it's going to be on normal and probably 100% when you get there. But for this, you want to choose screen, and you can change your opacity anywhere from 15 to 20%. I've just kind of stuck with 17%. And what I do is I find a size that's going to be about like that, for her eyeball, and I just brush it in. And I hit the white parts too. It's important to get the white. Now, it is easy to overdo it and it starts looking fake. It's not a bad idea to hit that white a little bit more, make it a nice strong white. But if you look at the two eyes, let me back out a little bit for you. Doesn't that left eye look a lot nicer? So we're going to come in and we're going to do the eye on the right. We're just going to do the same thing. And I'm just taking individual brush strokes here, a little bit at a time, until I think it looks good. And yeah, a little bit right there. Back out. And let me show you what it looked like before we started history brush. Isn't that a big difference? I think that looks pretty nice. Alright, now I'm going to give you a bonus. Something I usually don't do, but it's definitely possible to do. We need to make a selection. You can drag, get the lasso tool if you want, or any one of these tools really, depending on how you want to do it. But I'm just going to go freehand, and what we want to do is select her eye. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because we can change the mask later. Notice I have a feather of about 10 pixels on there. You don't want a sharp edge. You'd like to have a little bit of feathering going on. I'm going to come down and hit hue and saturation. Now if I haven't told you what we're going to do, we're going to change her eye color. Let's say she wanted blue eyes. We added a hue saturation layer, and just on this hue layer, just start dragging it, and look what happens to the eyes. Isn't that cool? And we can just find the spot that we like. There's a decent blue. We can deal with the saturation and make it a brighter blue, or all the way back is to black and white. So I think it's probably good to bring the saturation down since we're faking it here, and we can make it a little bit brighter with the lightness slider. Now at this point, what I would do is I would paint with a black brush the areas where we don't want color to change, like in the reflection of that light and in the black of her eye. Now, and if you happen to, this looks good, but if you happen to see any problems around the edge, if your selection wasn't that good, you paint black to make it go away. And let's say I get this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, let's say. And oh, I just realized I've been working on 30%. It should be 100. But let's say I didn't mean to hit that. Change the selection to white and make sure that it is selected. So I'm going to go back and hit those areas again. Nope. I meant to be in black. We don't want, oh, well, that's a bit too much. So I want 100% in the middle, but when we're dealing with the eye color, change the opacity back to about 30%. And there you have a blue eye. Now, it may be a bit too bright, too fake. If it is, you can just lower the saturation. Change the brightness to wherever you like it. And there you go. And let's just go ahead and do another one just real quick so we can match it. And when we get there, we'll remember the numbers: 180 minus 33 and minus 1, and that'll get us the same results. So go around there. Boom. And hue saturation layer, 180, we say minus 33 and minus 1, and I'm going to paint back in, so I'm in black. I don't want this area. Oops, I need to go 100%, and then 30% just to get that area. And boom, she's got green or blue eyes. But you know, with this background, I bet you it'd look better if they were green. So let me zoom in there. That looks pretty good. So 45. So I'll go back to this layer and change that to 45. And those eyes match the background pretty well. And that's all for this one.